Playing the CT side in Counter-Strike can be pretty troublesome at times and pretty annoying, especially if your teammates are not holding their bomb site. But there's one concept that every pro player in Counter-Strike understands that allows them to have a jump on what their opponents are doing. This concept is called transitional defense. It's the idea that early round, you're playing for information, and later in the round, you're playing to either reaggress based on information that you're getting towards a different bomb site, or you're playing to hold and execute them by becoming in at your bomb site. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how you can implement this into your play, whether that be in a team environment or a pug, so that you can be a better player today. Before we get into the video, let's have a quick word from our sponsor. Today's sponsor is Skins Monkey. Skins Monkey is an automated Counter-Strike 2 trading site that provides an instant way to get new skins. One of my favorite things about Skins Monkey is that I can take skins that I no longer want and trade up for a better skin at equal value. If you use code STAMINA, you can get up to a $5 bonus on your first trade. You can also use Skins Monkey to purchase skins, and if you top up your balance, you can get a 35% bonus. So head over to Skins Monkey today to make your first trader's purchase. Now back to the video. So when you've played Pit on Inferno, most of your rounds have started like this. You've started on balcony, and if you've been playing at a pretty high level, you know that you should be Molotoving long haul at a minute 41 every round. Okay, and after this Molotov lands, right, typically we see a couple different things. We've seen people spam this door. We've seen people like nade behind the molly right when it's about to fade. But this next part is really what encapsulates the idea of like transitional defense. When you throw this Molotov, you're throwing it because every single round is the exact same until it isn't. That sounds like a just stupid comment, but the idea is that because of the spawns and how the T's have to play and how the CTs get to play, every single round will look the same up until that point where it changes. So right here, when my molly fades and I've thrown my HE, if I'm just doing a little bit of jiggle peeking like this and I see that they've taken halls, now I know they have halls control. But if I sit here and I'm jiggle peeking and I'm just not seeing anything, but there's a lot of noise at B, now my teammates can transition out of this setup. My teammate could probably cheat toward B and rotate over and have a third guy there. I know that I'm not seeing anything in halls, and more importantly, I'm able to kind of like get that information for free. And now if they're going to come in, that guy's probably going to come in solo and by himself at a later period of time. So now I can transition to a different spot on the map. Now, why transitional defense is so important is because when you are in an early round position, you're getting that free information. You're getting that information that they can't really punish you that hard for gathering. And then once you fall back to your new position, you're now in a position where you already have like an internal timer of what they can be doing. But more importantly, you are more suited in your position that you've transitioned to fight the next level of their attack. See, Counter-Strike is played out kind of in phases, right? We talked about the spawns and how he can be here early timing and how you throw that 141 flash. But now, after he's pushed you off, he has to take his time. He might be worrisome of you flashing back into halls. He might be worried about somebody being in boiler, whatever the case might be. So he's gonna have to take his time. And once they're ready to do things towards A, maybe they throw a smoke here, maybe they molly porch, maybe they throw the arch smoke and they throw a moto smoke. You are much more prepared to kind of stuff this attack because now you're back in sight with your smoke. And when you feel like the hit might be coming in, you can smoke off halls, or you could drop a smoke in pit, whatever the case might be, right? So the idea is very simple. You're going from your early round position that allows you to gather information, and you're transitioning into a better position to defend your bomb site based on how they can attack you after the fact. Now, the idea of transitional defense doesn't just apply to anchor positions. It applies to everybody on the map. I'm going to kind of explain what this should look like if you're playing toward the B bomb site on Inferno, for example. So we know that a lot of people play on the B bomb site and they might play like one toward spawn, maybe one toward coffin or site. And when there's a lot of noise at A, usually one of these guys feels like they should smoke and rotate, right? And I see this all the time in pogs and at lower elo and lower level play in general. They'll throw a smoke like this and they'll rotate off, but they had all the information that nobody has passed this line right here. But if you smoke this and rotate, if one singular rifler on their T side was lurking B and they were able to like just walk across with this smoke and get in this corner, they'll now hear your rotate back to A, and they can call their teammates like, hey guys, there's only one B, come back. But this smoke right here is blocking your information that this could be happening. So what we often see is pros look to throw some sort of like retake utility so that they'll have car control. And I've seen it done all different ways, and there are plenty of like strong ways to do it, but this is just one way that like my team has been doing it that's really good in Counter-Strike 2. And while the nade set doesn't really matter, it's more the concept that matters. After I throw this utility set, my teammate from coffin can throw a flash for me and I can swing in. And now with this level of control, this guy could drop me his nades and he can rotate off. But now I've transitioned up. So now what happens is, because we heard a lot of noise at A and we wanted that rotate, our rotate's gonna come in, but our guy left at B is now going to have a quicker jump on whether or not they're coming B. And when he spots them coming in, guys, they're coming B. And he's able to drop his smoke, drop his molly, and fall back into sight and play to live. And it gives time for those rotates to either flank down middle or rotate, spawn, and funnel into the bomb site, throwing flashes over and supporting one another. So this concept of transitional defense is really, really, really important, because if you're just playing statically around the map, you're not going to have a jump on what your opponents are doing in any given round. Now, largely, these examples that I've showed you are more for individuals and how they're playing their bomb site, but conceptually as a team, you can also have this in mind for how you're going to approach a map in general. And I'm going to use Mirage as an example. Let's just say I'm a connector player and I had thrown a bottom con smoke. Now, in this scenario, I'm defending connector, and maybe I have one player playing towards ticket, maybe I have one player playing under belt. Okay, this is my rifler, this is my opper, and we have a guy on cat, and we have a guy toward B. When my smoke fades here and I can no longer defend connector, what we're typically going to see is we're going to see the attackers smoke top con, molly left side like this, and now they have connector control. From this position, if I were to stay here and try to like face them or spam or stay around stairs, I'm putting myself in a situation where I'm kind of like just crunched between, you know, these two choke points, and I can't really get out. So as a connector player, if I understand that I'm going to transition back to around window, now my job is to pick up anybody boosting into window, and I can kind of swivel and peek anybody coming out of connector, right? And what my teammates on A can understand is like, hey, we've lost mid control, so we need to gather some sort of information again. And that could mean, you know, one guy getting close ramp, and this player who's playing back ticket can now flash him into ramp. And now we're in a situation where we're retaking another part of the extremity, right, while they're taking mid control. So for every piece of map control that they get, we're going out and we're grabbing another piece, because we know that they're going to be weak there. And if we do it well and on good timings and, you know, with good utility, it's largely going to be pretty hard to lose. Same thing could apply at B. You could actually opt not to, you know, progress at A, and instead you could actually look to progress toward B. Maybe you had a player get up upper B earlier into the round, and okay, and then maybe you had like one of your teammates join him and he just walked up and he jumps up on balcony. Okay, and now we know that underpass defaulter comes up and he helps take mid control. Maybe you know from watching their demos that he's the guy that throws the connector utility, and then there's nobody upper B on this timing. So you can take advantage of this and you can transition into an upper B hold. Okay, and you're not necessarily going and trying to make the game winning play, you're just taking this map control. And again, the entire defense is shifting around the map, and that transition is going to allow us to be better suited to hold whatever attack our opponents are going to go for. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, go ahead and leave me a thumbs up and comment below what you'd like to see next. I apologize for not posting that much last week. It was Thanksgiving break for me, and I didn't have many opportunities to record before the break. And actually this weekend I'm going to be going to Chicago for a LAN event in CS2, so I won't also be able to record throughout that period. So if I don't post again on Friday, I apologize, but I appreciate all the support. Peace out, guys.